Hey everybody, this is Evan, head coach of the Saffron City Sneasels. I'm going to be commentating on game one of our season. We're starting off against David for the Fuchsia City Fearows divisional matchup, so this is a pretty important game. Got to make sure that take care of our own division first. Going into this battle, I pretty much picked out this team to counter Bisharp, because Bisharp runs through most of my team, but he didn't bring Bisharp this week. So I had to kind of adjust on the fly. Luckily my strategy wasn't messed up too much here, but I'm starting off with my Cobalion. He has a lot of good matchups in this, so I figured see what I can get off here. I get a Stealth Rock, knowing DNC would switch. This early in the game would be a little too risky to try to test me. And then I knew I'd be faster, so I Volt Switched out from Type Swole, which is a great nickname. And bringing right out to my Mew. Now this Mew was set up specifically to counter Bisharp. I was running Protect to watch out for the Sucker Punch. I was going to outspeed the Bisharp, and then I had Flamethrower with a Life Orb. I was Timid Nature, and it was going to be able to take out the Bisharp, but since he wasn't bringing the Bisharp, luckily I still had Psychic on here, so I was able to threaten him out. And the Psychic does an okay chunk to the Tangrowth here, 3 Beards. Shiny, looking pretty cool too. And I was a little worried about the Tangrowth because he can wall a lot of my threats, and, especially my Greninja if he is Assault Vested, which he is. I believe he can take at least 2 Ice Beams before I can do anything. So I'm scouting here, seeing if he's running Knockoff, and he is running Knockoff, which is not a surprise. Knockoff destroys my team normally with my Alola Marowak I did not bring, my Mew, my Latias I did not bring, my Cofagrigus. I have a lot of knockoff weakness, so I have to play around that. Goes for the Earthquake here, I think he might have been expecting switching to Cobalion, because Cobalion gets that Justified boost. Luckily, even without any defensive investment, Mew can take a lot of hits, so he goes after the Diancie here. Diancie's quite a tank, and I know I can't hit this thing, so I'm going to have to switch out here. The Diancie, I was concerned he was going to try to set up some Stealth Rocks on the switch. Not that Stealth Rocks would totally wreck me, but it was certainly something I'd like to have off the field, because I'm not bringing a Defogger this week. However, I believe the Diancie goes for a Moonblast here, which is pretty good for me. There's no special defense investment on this Stannis right here, my Cobalion, but I got some HP in here, and I managed to take this hit pretty well, and I'm going to be able to force out with another Iron Head. I don't go for the Iron Head, but he knows I've got it, and he can't afford to lose his DNC, because without that, his defensive core is going to kind of fall apart. So I'm going to go for another Volt Switch here, just continuing to try to build momentum as he brings out his Arcanine. His Arcanine is pretty threatening. I don't know if it's going to be a tanky or offensive build. However, either one should be able to wall my Kartana. So when I saw this in Team Select, I figured Arcanine's going to be the major threat stopping my Kartana from sweeping through. So I bring out my Greninja. This is an Ash Greninja, and this week I'm running in Modest with a Choice Specs. So I'm expecting to just hit anything he switches in with a Hydro Pump, and he switches in the Manaphy. I was very worried about the Manaphy. I was expecting maybe he had like a Z Rain Dance or a Tail Glow set. So I figured I'd hit him with a Hydro Pump and switch out, but the Hydro Pump did a lot more than I thought it would. So I'm thinking I can 2-hit KO here, and this will be huge. I'll get my, I'll move up into a Ash Greninja, but I missed the Hydro Pump, which is devastating, and he goes for the Balloon Doom here, which I didn't expect, but I was actually kind of relieved. I knew I'd lose my Ash Greninja. There's no way I'm taking a Balloon Doom. I don't even think I'd take an Energy Ball. So the Balloon Doom, maybe he was just expecting me to switch out and he'd want to hit something hard. However, knowing that he doesn't have the Z Rain Dance, meaning he's not going to be able to outspeed most of my team, I feel pretty comfortable here. He's not going to be able to set up a Tail Glow when I get my free switch, so I'm okay that I lost my Greninja here, because I can bring out my Kartana, and I love Kartana. This thing hits so hard. It's a lot of fun. I think it looks really cool too. So he brings in the Big Wolf's the one thing that can still stop my Kartana. And I kind of expected that, so I figured I would just try to get some damage off, see what I can do. But I forgot that I had my Stealth Rocks up, and throughout the battle now he's taken up 50% of his health just from the Stealth Rocks, so that's coming in pretty clutch here. The Berry pops though, so I'm not going to be able to finish this thing off and get my Beast Boost. the Guava Berry. I really like the new berries in this generation, that's a lot of fun. So I switch out here to my Linguini, the Melodic, which is actually a special defensive Melodic, as I was using this thing primarily to be able to check Manaphy and haze away any tail blows. But I'm still able to take this pretty well, the physical Flare Blitz. However, he is running Wild Charge, which I should have expected. I kind of just forgot that it gets Wild Charge. So this one hits me pretty hard, but I do manage to hang on, which is very important. I'm able to get off a Toxic here. I was kind of expecting a switch, thinking that because I forgot the Wild Charge was a possible move on this Pokemon, he's going to switch out here into Scald. So he stays in, I get the Toxic, which is going to be helpful, but it probably wasn't necessary. And at this point, I don't know if it's worth really saving the Melodic for later. So I spent a little bit of time actually deliberating here. I decided to say that it was going to be able to outspeed a few threats and I could possibly get a Recover off. So I go to my Flygon, knowing that I can resist his 2 main attacks. And this Flygon is Choice Scarf. I brought this Flygon with a Choice Scarf specifically to outspeed or it would speed tie a timid +1 Manaphy. So that was the big reason why I brought this thing, and once I realized it wasn't going to be bringing that Rain Dance, didn't really need this thing as much. However, he does have the Extreme Speed, so he chunks me pretty hard before I get this final KO. And he does stay in here, so I'm going to lose a little bit of momentum with this U-turn. However, I really didn't want to risk the Earthquake with the Aerodactyl on his team. I didn't want to risk any Dragon moves with the Diancie still waiting. So I bring out my Kartana thinking I should be able to hit everything except for Buzzwole pretty hard. And he brings in the Buzzwole, of course. And at this point, I'm not sure if he's going to go for the fighting move or the bug move. The fighting move obviously would one-hit KO me, but I assume he knows I'm going to switch. However, I don't think he wanted to play any mind games. He just wanted to get some damage off. So I'm sacrificing my Melodic here. He goes for the Hammer Arm. The speed drop's not going to matter at all because it's already a slow Pokemon, and I've got a lot of fast threats here. So I lose the Melodic, but the Melodic was able to kind of do its job. It lost relevance, of course. So there's the Beast Boost, but I'm not too worried about the Beast Boost because from here, my Mew should still be able to one-shot with a Psychic. I know he doesn't have an Assault Vest because I see the leftovers, and without an Assault Vest, there's no way he can take this. So I blast away with my Mew, it picks up the KO, and I barely survive with that Life Orb recoil, which is pretty big because I'm going to be able to get some more momentum when he Revenge kills me here. So he goes out to the Aerodactyl, this is his Mega. I get some Stealth Rock Chip, which is fantastic. And I don't really know what this Aerodactyl is going to be running. I haven't faced too many Aerodactyls really. I know that it can run a Hone Claws set, so I didn't want to switch out here and try to be greedy and save this thing. I figured I'd just let this thing die. But if he's not going to switch out, I have a Thunderbolt on here to chunk him down a bit. But he does, he goes for the Pursuit, maybe expecting me to switch out. And that's fine, I'm totally okay with this, because I can bring out my Kartana now, and with the Arcanine worn down pretty low, I don't think anything can check my Kartana, and I'm looking at what he's got left, and I'm feeling pretty hopeful. I think I can possibly sweep through here. So I'm going to go for the Smart Strike as it hits the most things super effectively. The only thing that would resist it, I believe, is the Arcanine. So I get 2 more of those, and now I have my Beast Boost up, and that feels pretty good. The Beast Boost on Kartana, it already has such absurd attack. I am running this Jolly this week, but even Jolly, my attack is ridiculous. So he goes out to the Aerodactyl, and he takes even more Stealth Rock damage. I don't know if he should have switched out here, but I wanted to stay in, but I don't think it mattered either way, because whether it's 75% HP or 50% HP, a Smart Strike +1 or +0 one-shots this Aerodactyl. Unless he's doing some sort of strange physical defensive build, which Aerodactyl doesn't really run. So I got my +2, and at this point, nothing can really touch me. I'm going to be able to sweep through the rest of the team, take out the Diancie. I think I already took out the Arcanine, actually, so I believe I misspoke there, but yeah, I get the Smart Strike, ×4 effective, didn't really need it, I could have gone with any of my moves here. And I do have the Fighting Z move, but I had no need for it this week. I actually wasn't sure if I should have brought it, but I didn't want to lock myself into a choice item. I didn't really know what else I wanted to do, so I just went with the Z move, and I'm able to finish off with a Leaf Blade here, and that is going to be the game. So good game, David. This was a pretty close one. I was nervous for a while. I'm looking forward to our rematch later in the season as well. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching.